Nestled in the high desert of northern New Mexico, the town of Taos is known for its sweeping vistas, rich Native American heritage, and a thriving artist community. But for decades, it has also been the epicenter of one of the most perplexing modern mysteries, the Taos Hum. Described as a low-frequency droning sound, the hum is a phenomenon that has baffled scientists, audiologists, and residents alike. Some hear it constantly, a persistent and maddening vibration that seems to emanate from nowhere and everywhere all at once. Others are completely oblivious, unable to detect even the faintest trace of sound. This discrepancy has only deepened the mystery, leading to a swirl of theories and speculation about what could be causing it. The hum first gained widespread attention in the early 1990s when reports began to surface from Taos residents. While the hum's presence had been whispered about for years, it was during this period that the phenomenon reached critical mass, with enough people coming forward to demand an investigation. Some described it as a low, diesel engine-like rumble, while others likened it to the drone of a distant aircraft. But the defining feature of the Taos hum was its elusiveness. No one could pinpoint its origin, and traditional sound detection equipment often failed to register anything unusual. For those who could hear it, the experience was deeply unsettling. Maria Hernandez, a lifelong Taos resident, was one of the first to publicly speak about the hum. She described it as a constant vibration that seemed to penetrate her entire being. "It's not just something you hear," she explained. "You feel it in your bones, in your chest. It's like it's inside you." Maria, like many others, found her life disrupted by the incessant noise. Sleep became nearly impossible, her once quiet evenings now filled with an unrelenting, invisible force. Over time, her frustration turned to desperation. "I thought I was going crazy," she admitted. "But then I started meeting others who could hear it too. That's when I realized it wasn't just in my head." As more residents came forward, a pattern began to emerge. Those who heard the hum reported similar symptoms: insomnia, headaches, irritability, and an overwhelming sense of unease. Many described feeling isolated, as if they were trapped in a parallel world that others couldn't perceive. Attempts to block out the sound, whether through earplugs, white noise machines, or even moving to different locations, proved futile. The hum seemed to defy conventional explanations, and its impact on the lives of those who heard it was profound. The growing outcry eventually caught the attention of researchers, who arrived in Taos armed with sophisticated equipment and a determination to solve the mystery. Acoustic scientists set up recording devices across the town, hoping to capture the elusive sound. Geologists explored the possibility of underground seismic activity, while engineers considered whether industrial equipment or power lines could be the source. Even the military was scrutinized, with some speculating that secret experiments or low-frequency communication systems might be to blame. Yet, despite exhaustive efforts, no definitive source for the hum was ever identified. Dr. David Peterson, an acoustic scientist who spent several months studying the Taos hum, described the experience as both fascinating and frustrating. "We were able to confirm that a significant number of people in the area reported hearing a low-frequency sound. This sound was often described as a hum or buzz. Of people were experiencing something real," he said. "But the nature of that something remained elusive. Our instruments often couldn't detect anything unusual, even in locations where individuals reported the sound as being most intense." Dr. Peterson's findings added another layer of complexity to the mystery. If the hum was not an external sound, could it be something generated internally by those who heard it? This theory opened the door to a host of physiological and psychological explanations, ranging from tinnitus to heightened auditory sensitivity. But even these ideas failed to fully account for the phenomenon, particularly its localized nature in Taos. Over time, the Taos hum became a lightning rod for speculation, drawing the attention of conspiracy theorists, paranormal investigators, and UFO enthusiasts. Some propose that the hum was a byproduct of extraterrestrial activity, with the desert landscape of New Mexico, already famous for the Roswell incident, serving as a magnet for otherworldly forces. Others suggested that the hum was linked to secret government experiments, pointing to the nearby Los Alamos National Laboratory as a potential source. Still others delved into more esoteric explanations, positing that the hum was a manifestation of Earth's natural frequencies, a kind of harmonic resonance that only certain individuals could perceive. For all the theories, the lived experiences of those affected by the hum remained at the heart of the mystery. Jennifer and Mark Ramirez, a young couple who moved to Taos in the early 2000s, initially dismissed reports of the hum as urban legend. But within weeks of settling into their new home, Jennifer began to notice a faint, persistent vibration that seemed to grow louder at night. Mark, on the other hand, heard nothing. The discrepancy put a strain on their relationship as Jennifer struggled to cope with the noise while Mark remained skeptical. "It's like we were living in two different realities," Jennifer said. "I'd be pacing the house at 2 a.m, trying to find the source, while he'd be sound asleep. It drove a wedge between us." Stories like Jennifer and Mark's were not uncommon. The hum had a way of isolating those who heard it, creating a rift between them and the rest of the world. Support groups began to form, both in Taos and online, where hearers, as they came to call themselves, could share their experiences and seek solace. These groups provided a sense of community for people who often felt dismissed or misunderstood. But they also served as a breeding ground for more outlandish theories, as members debated the true nature of the phenomenon. One of the more intriguing aspects of the Taos hum is its apparent selectivity. Surveys conducted in the 1990s revealed that only about 2% of Taos residents reported hearing the sound, a statistic that seemed to defy logical explanation. Why would some individuals be acutely affected while others remained completely unaware? This question led researchers to explore the possibility of individual sensitivity to low-frequency sounds, as well as potential genetic or environmental factors. But once again, the results were inconclusive. As the years went by, the Taos hum faded from the headlines but never completely disappeared. New reports continued to surface, not just in Taos but in other parts of the world, from the United Kingdom to Australia. These accounts shared striking similarities, suggesting that the hum was not an isolated phenomenon, but part of a larger global enigma. Yet Taos remained its symbolic epicenter, the place where the mystery first captured widespread attention and where its impact was felt most deeply. Despite decades of investigation, the Taos hum remains unexplained. It is a puzzle that has resisted the best efforts of science, a phenomenon that seems to exist on the fringes of perception. For those who hear it, the hum is a constant reminder of the unknown, a sound that defies classification and demands acknowledgement. For everyone else, it is an invitation to wonder. It offers a tantalizing glimpse into the mysteries that still surround us. In Taos, the hum has become part of the town's identity, a strange and enduring legacy that continues to intrigue. Visitors come from around the world, hoping to hear the elusive sound for themselves or to uncover clues that might finally solve the mystery. Local businesses have even embraced the phenomenon. They offer hum tours and sell souvenirs that playfully reference the enigmatic noise. But for those who live with the hum, it is no laughing matter. The sound is a daily intrusion, a source of stress and frustration that has no clear solution. Maria Hernandez, now in her 70s, still hears it. "I've learned to live with it," she said, "but it's always there, like a shadow you can't escape. Sometimes I wonder if it will ever stop." Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the Taos hum is what it represents, the limits of human understanding. In an age of advanced technology and scientific discovery, the idea that something as fundamental as sound could remain a mystery is both humbling and haunting. It serves as a reminder that despite our best efforts, there are still forces in the world that elude explanation, and perhaps that is why the Taos hum continues to captivate. It is a sound that cannot be silenced, a question that refuses to be answered, and a mystery that reminds us of the vast, uncharted territory that lies just beyond the edge of our comprehension.